Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Swiffle here, and welcome back to a random video. Now, today's going to be showing you guys the top 10 must-have units inside of All-Star Tower Defense. Now, before we get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it, and it does help the channel a lot. But yeah, let's go ahead and get directly into this video. And as a quick disclaimer, none of these units are in particular order, so yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, now coming in at our number 10 spot is going to be Freerun, aka the Slayer Mage. Now, honestly, what can be said about this unit is she is one of the best DPS units inside of the entire game. She has insanely high damage. Now, usually I wouldn't put her this high or even in a top 10 must-have, but just because she's like insanely good in dungeons, I would definitely put her up here in this must-have category. Now, honestly, for infinites or like raids or stuff, I wouldn't really recommend her 100% of the way, but if you're doing like dungeons and stuff, like, oh my gosh, Freerun is such a good unit to have. I mean, as you guys can see, her attacks are really big, so they can hit a lot of enemies. She's an insanely good unit, pretty easy to evo too. I found her challenges pretty easy, but yeah, she definitely is one of the best units inside of the entire game for dungeons. A very solid unit for infinites and stories as well, and yeah, pretty easy to obtain, very easy to upgrade, and yeah, just overall I would definitely have her in the must-haves category. Coming in at the next must-have unit is going to be Esdeath. Now, she is a trial unit, so she is a little bit more rare than most units, but I mean, what can y'all say about this unit except she is absolutely insane. She serves both as a support and a very high DPS unit, because first things first is her ability that literally makes this where it freezes the enemies. I'm gonna just use this right quick, but pretty much it just freezes the enemies in place like this, and they can't even do nothing right there. But pretty much, as you guys can see, she is an absolutely insane unit. She's a unbound unit as well, probably one of the easiest unbound units to get in the game. But yeah, I mean, she's absolutely insane. Very high damage, high SPA, high range as well. Her range is insane, and just overall a literal must summon for a unit, and one of the best units in the game. I ain't gonna lie, outside of Ukiura, she's probably my second favorite. She was the first unbound art guy, but yeah, blue unit, very solid, and you could definitely, especially with a couple of her, she could freeze enemies as well. She's probably the best freeze in the game outside of maybe Ruki or something, but yeah, she definitely is one of the best freezes in the game and a must-have, must-get unit from the trials. Alright, next up we have Akai Aino from One Piece. As you guys can see, here he is. He's an unbound unit that you can end up getting from trials, and he's an absolutely insane unit. Now, as you guys can see, I have him evo with All-Star, so he's gonna do a little more damage than he usually does, but as you guys can see, he does 50,000 damage, so not as much as Zeke does. But the thing about it is his SPAs is pretty much half as long, and he has this ability where he leaves these lava puddles on the map. So he's a very, very, very good unit, and probably a must-have to get. And if you do get him, make sure you get All-Star on him. He becomes one of the best units in the game. I mean, he's absolutely insane. I'm in this Infinite, and I literally just have him and a couple Zoros over here, and he's absolutely carrying me. He's really good at Infinite. He's really good at Story. Really, really good in Trials, especially the Esdeath Trials. Probably one of the best units you could bring for that one. And yeah, overall, a very solid unit. His ability is absolutely insane, does a lot of damage, high range, high SPA, and yeah, just a must-have unit as well. And this is one of the units to get. Honestly, I'd rather get him first than over Esdeath, to be honest with you, especially if you evo him. But yeah, that's him right here. Very good, very solid unit, and we can move on to the next one. Now, the next unit I have on here is Sunja Wu. Now, similarly to Ichigo, he's a very early game unit. Honestly, Sunja Wu might be one of the first mythics that you end up getting, but I highly recommend Sunja Wu because he's a really good starter unit as well. I mean, he's pretty easy. You just get him out the banner, but if you do get him, he's very solid. And if you do evo him, I don't have him evo because, well, I didn't feel like wasting any resources. But if you do have him evo, you get basically 2 units in one, because he comes with what's his name, the other dude, you know what I'm saying, his little summon guy. And yeah, Sunja Wu, he comes with that guy, and yeah, he's very good, 2 units in one, and he's pretty easy to get, and that's why I have him right here. Very solid unit, and definitely a must-have unit as well. One of the few really good purple units as well. You got to think about that. The elements matter, y'all. Purple unit, very solid, very good to have on the team. Alright, now the next unit we're gonna end up having is Koko Shivo. As you guys can see, he's an unbound unit. Now, real quick, shout out my boy Vegeta, aka J Storm, for letting me showcase off his unit. But yeah, he's gonna be an unbound unit, a 1 in 10,000 chance to end up getting him. Very rare unit, but as you guys can see, his damage and SPA and range is absolutely insane. Literally the best unit inside of the entire game, and not even just because of his kit or based on how far he can end up reaching, but literally because of his ability as well. Gains a bleed and 20% reduction for 60 seconds. Oh my goodness. But yeah, one of the most insane units inside of the entire game. This is an all-star one right here. Absolutely insane stats, best for everything. I mean, this is literally just the best unit inside of the entire game. This is a reason everybody wants to get him, and he's a must-have unit. If you can end up getting him and maxing him out, please do, because he's one of the best units inside of the entire game. Yeah, shout out Vegeta, best unit inside of the entire game. Make sure you get him and a purple unit as well. But yeah, that's going to be Kokoshibo, and we can end up moving on. Alright guys, now moving on to the next unit is going to be Ukiyoria. Now, there isn't much to say about Ukiyoria except he's the GOAT. Probably one of the best 5 stars inside of the entire game. So pretty much he's really good for infinites, like probably one of the best infinite units. He's definitely one of the best dungeon units as well. Dungeon, infinite, story, he's like a must-have for story. He'll literally carry you through. I don't even think you need any other mythical unit except him for story. One of the best, really good for trials and raids as well, especially the first one. Just an insane unit and overall a must-have unit. If you see him in the banner, please summon for him. You literally will not regret it. He's one of my favorite characters in the game as well. I mean, like, if this was just a character ranking of best to worst, he'd literally be probably top 3, one of the best characters inside of the game. And this is an absolute must-have lock that you need on your team. Please summon for him. And yeah, he does have 2 abilities as well: insane damage, insane range, insane SPA. Just overall a really good unit, and you should summon for him for sure. Now moving on to the next unit is going to be Zeke, and y'all all seen this coming. This is an absolute must-have. Like, if you see Zeke in the banner, please summon for him. He's one of the best units inside of the entire game. He does probably the most damage out of any mythic in the game. I know I have all-star, but he's still an absolutely insane unit, and you probably need him for everything. He's insanely good for trials, he's insanely good for infinite, he's really good for dungeons, he's really good for story, and overall just a really good unit that can carry you through like the entirety of the game. So I mean, yeah, there's not much more you can really say about him except he's the absolute GOAT. Look at this damage, y'all. 150,000 damage. That is absurd. I ain't gonna lie. We're just gonna upgrade him right here, and he has this cone attack and the other AoE attack. Very good, very strong. I ain't gonna lie, just a must-have unit, and out of any 5-star unit, I would definitely summon for him first. I mean, after that you could summon for Ukiyoria, but yeah, he's a blue unit as well, so yeah, just overall good for the new trial as well, because it's a rare trial. So that's what I have to say about him. A very solid unit and a must-have unit. Alright, now moving on to the next unit is going to be Ramen Guy. Now originally when I was making this video, I didn't want to do any like support units or anything like that, you know, like Ramen Guy, but honestly I couldn't just not include him. He's probably one of the most useful units inside the entire game. As far as I'm aware, he's literally, well, not as far as I'm aware, I know for a fact he's the only money unit in the game. He's insanely good. He gives you the money, and especially if you get Midas Touch on him level 80, a very good unit, a must have. You're gonna want to take Ramen Guy in every single game you end up playing. He's very good for every single game mode, and yeah, he's a really decent unit overall. I just could not talk about him, but there's not much to say about him except he's a very solid unit, and you're definitely gonna want to have. He's like a literal must have on the team. Must have for everything, because you're not going to be able to do anything without Ramen Guy. So yeah, that's him right there. Very good, and we can move on to the next. Alright, now moving on to the next unit, and this is really a hear me out unit, but it's going to be Ichigo. Now you might be wondering, out of all these powerful units, I put Ichigo. He isn't like the best in infinites and everything, like story mode, all that. He's pretty subpar, but the reason I have Ichigo is simply for the fact that he's a really easy character to obtain. Now, 9 times out of 10, Ichigo is probably going to be your first mythic unit, because he's very easy using. You just evo him from the 4-star Ichigo and you get the 5-star, and it's the hollow version. And honestly, he's a decent unit. Like, he's all around okay. He's not the best at everything, but he's a really solid starter unit and a very good must-have. And the reason I say he's a must-have is just because of how easy and viable he is to get. So off the rip, when you first place him, he's going to have this AoE attack. Very good. This is going to carry you through early game as well. Like pretty early game, Ichigo is going to carry you through. And that's really just my hear me out. He's a really solid starter unit. And this isn't really about starter units or anything, but just he's an overall decent, like he's just decent, you feel what I'm saying? And yeah, that's why I have Ichigo right here. Alright, now for the next unit, we're going to have the one, the only Spider Boss, aka Corolla from Hunter x Hunter. And now, I'm not gonna lie, he's probably one of the best units inside of the game. I don't know if he's better than Kokoshibo, but he's literally up there in that category. An absolutely insane unit. Now, don't let the damage fool you, because this is literally a level 1 Spider Boss. But yeah, he's absolutely insane. He's doing a ton of damage, and this is literally level 1 with no good trait at all. He has Zenkai 2 on him. He had like all-star, absolutely insane unit, so he does a ton of damage. He has that poison effect as well, which does a bunch of damage as well, and he's overall a very good unit. As you guys can see, here he is in all his glory right here. Yeah, shout out buddy right here. He's really a lot of help. I really appreciate the help. As you guys can see, here's his silhouette. But yeah, he's the brand new Unbound. You can end up getting him from the banner, and really good for every single game mode. And yeah, I mean, just the overall must-have unit as well. Here he is in all his glory. very solid unit. I wish I had him. He'd definitely be good on the team. But yeah, if you guys can, definitely get him. And especially Ascendant, he's really good. But here he is, best unit for everything. So yeah, we can end up moving on. And yeah, guys, that's gonna end up wrapping up the video. I hope you guys did end up enjoying. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it, and it does help with the channel a lot. But it's your boy Swiffle here. Subscribe for more, and I'm out. Peace.